particularly a good atmosphere today. Good free kick taken into the danger area. The head comes in towards the back post, just kept in close to the byline. Set up back, but a foot in there from Andy White. Was he fouled? Right-footed shot well over the bar in the end. Looks like Andy White might have taken a clip. He surely was fouled there. So throw into Grantham down the right-hand side. Dangerous ball into the penalty area there from Danny Meadows, and Thompson reads it well, comes out, claims it on the edge of his 6-yard box, hits it long. White takes it short to Hancock, spins away from his man well into the chest of Merry. This is good play. Hancock, acres of space for Theo Bailey-Jones. They've not seen him at the moment. It's into Hume instead. Hume has got Johnston to his left. Johnston now, corner of the penalty area. Johnston goes on the left-hand side. He's away from his man. Right-footed poke into the danger area. Goes across the face of goal and out for a goal kick. And, well, in fact, out for a corner. What a great chance that was. Brilliant play down the left from John Johnston. It just needed a touch. Didn't quite get it.
Well, it's the first time we've been able to play a bit of football in the middle of the park, Lawrence. Chris Merry and Josh Hancock, great bit of build-up play. Then Johnson did ever so well.
And Shaw chests it down, and then it's played forward by Meadows. And there's a bit of a mix-up here, and there's a big chance for Grantham. They've gone round the keeper, he's pulled it back square, and he's... Oh, goodness me! What a chance for Grantham to take the lead. Is the ball going to stay in? It's hit the corner flag. I'll recap that in a second. Meadows has got a cross back into the box, and it's a volley this time, which Thompson keeps out again, and then White hacks it clear. But again, there's a chance for Grantham. Meadows with the third cross in, and Meadows again with the fourth cross, and his shot is deflected up into the air, and it loops over for a corner. Goodness gracious me! Well, there was a real mistake, a real set of messes on the far side of the pitch between Richmond and Hannigan. The first time that Richmond really in the game has looked unsure, and Hannigan as well, and really in one of those chances there, John Grantham should probably have taken the lead. Eventually he'll get round to taking this goal. Kick is drilled, relatively low one, flicked on by Hancock, and it might be a chance here. Theo Bailey-Jones is onside. If he can get it under control on his left foot, oh, it ran away from him, but he's pulled it back on his right. Chance for Hancock. Oh, it's a fantastic stop by Kieran Preston, who rightly gets a round of applause. And I'll come to John in a second after this corner's taken. It's out for a corner, but he got down so well.
Not forward, it's cleared though as far as Simon Richmond. Richmond inside to Merry. Merry, left-footed ball, looking for Johnson. Will that just hold up in the wind? That's not a bad idea. And Johnson almost gets in. Preston charge it down, and we're seeing already the benefits of playing into the wind there, John, because that almost worked out for John Johnson. Johnson scoops the ball. That wasn't the right ball. It was easily headed away. But it's into Jake Moult, and a little bit of frustration from the Grantham fans ahead of us. Now, ball played forward. Jordan Hume, can he get his shot away? Comes inside his man, Jordan Hume, toe poke, blocked by the boot of the goalkeeper. Great chance that for Altrincham. It's still Altrincham on the attack with Bailey-Jones down the right-hand side. He's got Richmond going outside, and Richmond cuts inside his man. Good run from Richmond. Right-footed ball into the danger area, another save. Left-footed shot, and a goal! Goal, goal, goal! Chris Merry with a goal! Altrincham take the lead in the early stages here of the second half. They threatened several occasions, and in the end it was a burst down the right-hand side from Simon Richmond. It came to Chris Merry, and a left-footed shot into the back of the net. And Altrincham are at the moment on their way to the Eversting Premier title. Chris Merry with a goal.
Yeah, what a time to get your first goal there. What a time to open your account, Lawrence. It couldn't have been any better, could it?
John Johnson is the man who's over it. Looks like he's going to just dink it into the danger area. If feints to do so, then now he'll do it second time into the danger area, and it almost nodded in there by Josh Hancock. That was the perfect free kick, and I don't know, could Hancock have dived for that one? It just looked like it was right there for him, and then it wasn't at the last second. Corner played short from Johnson from the left-hand side into that's Hume. Yes, it is Hume. Back to Johnson on the corner of the area. Dangerous ball played in. Moult has it. Moult turns and shoots, and it's just flicked over the bar. Great bit of play. Moult has his head in his hands. I think he thought that one was in. Great little fist away from Kieran Preston. We've started the second half like a train.
Well, when you talk about Richmond being like Sean Densmore, that from Jake Moult was very much Jordan Hume, like the way he turned one way, then the other, lost his mark and got the shot in.
Absolute man-mountain of a man. He plays it wide right to the right back pot. Slightly heavy touch. Oh, and he's given it away. Johnston with a chance now. Johnston through on goal. Great save again from Kieran Preston. It's not out of play though. Jordan Hume has it. Hume sets it back. Shot comes in just wide of the post. It was slightly away from Chris Merry. But again, Kieran Preston has kept his team in it there. Poor play, head in hands from John Johnson. We could be out of sight at the moment, though. The Accra Chance Bar Accra flag is on display there on that terrace on the far side. Altrincham work it forward well now. Josh Hancock, shooting opportunity, plays it through for Jordan Hume. Right-footed shot, Jordan Hume, another great save. With a wrong hand, left hand up away from Kieran Preston. And what a number of saves he's made. That looked like it was going to be a goal again there, John.
Had to be, yeah, he's been brilliant, the keeper, he really has.
John Johnson inside him is Hancock, back to Johnson, chances to perhaps get the ball in the box. He's in towards the corner flag, goes to the byline, uses his left foot to clip it across. It's over the head of the left back, Max Harrop, pulls it in, 1-2 with Hume. Oh, it's just a bit too heavy for him, it's by the byline still, back towards Hume. Altrincham just recycling the ball inside the Grantham area, Hume twisting and turning, and in the end it's cleared only half so by Batchelor. Malt picks it up, Merry. Now Johnson, White's gone on the overlap and they found him here. Chance to get the ball across. Can he find the pullback? He can. It's Hancock! And another absolutely fantastic stop by Kieran Preston. But of all the chances, John, I'm afraid that one was the one where he's had the least to do. I think that was a poor finish.
Possibly, it could have been more emphatic, I'll give you that. I'm not sure I bracketed a poor finish exactly. What I would say is, what a dazzling move. That was an exceptional move, it really was. Quite out of place with the difficulties both teams have had most of the afternoon. Fantastic passing move, an overlap by Andy White at the end of it. Ball released by Johnson perfectly to Andy White, and then you thought. Anyway, here we go again.
Here we go as Harrop plays the ball through. It's a slide rule pass for Hume, who can get there. He's got the head of his man and he's cut inside him. Can he get the ball? He tips it. The goalkeeper saves again. Another excellent save by Preston as Hume went one-on-one, and now Harrop goes through. He claimed he was tripped, but he gets on with it. And this is a really exciting game now as we head into the last 20 minutes. And of course, thanks to Ashley Mowers, whose website is ashleymowers.com for their sport throughout the season, as Altrincham go 2-on-1 here with a chance to seal it. It's Johnson, he's gone 1-on-1, finish it surely, and he does! And that's 2-0! And as I was reading the sponsorship, John Johnson has scored the second goal after a really nice flick, and the 11 players cross the athletics track. The fans are down from the stands. The referee is going over to try and curtail the celebrations, but John, who can blame them?
No, who can blame them indeed, and that says everything about the affinity between supporters and players at this season. That John Johnson made a beeline for the Altrincham fans who are over on the far side on the terrace in there, where they by far outnumber the home supporters, the Grantham vocal contingent on the far side there. They really do, and they're making all the noise.
Just sense that might have knocked the stuffing out of Grantham, such as that it was, because they hadn't been particularly impressive in the second half, but it looks as though they're going to have to settle. And Harrop's played it through, and here's another chance, and it's the substitute Davis. Big chance for him, and well, it bobbled up just as he went to strike it, and in fact Davis has stayed down here. It bobbled up as he went to strike it. He burst onto a flick through. Yeah, I think he might just be frustrated. What a moment that would have been for Davis. He's rarely featured.
And really, Altrincham are just turning it on and turning it into a bit of an exhibition. Here comes Jordan Hume. Is he going to volley it? He is. And guess what? It's another save by Preston. Brilliant by Hume. That's what he does. Back to goal on the edge of the area. Juggled it. Flicked it over his marker. Worked the space for the shot. Hit the volley. Sweet as you like. But it was straight at the keeper, to be fair. But Preston there to save his side again. And it's a corner.
Hume, understandably, looking a bit fatigued there, having run his socks off up front by himself. And played very well, and in fact he's got the ball and he's going to try and lob the keeper from the distance out. Well, he would have struggled, but the keeper was a long way out of his goal. Audacious attempt there from Hume.
Yeah, it was, and it was off target, and I think probably Preston knew it was off target, but I think equally had it been on target, Preston might have struggled there because he hit it instantly with a fair bit of pace on it as well, and Preston was way off his line.
Potts lofts the ball in, that's over everyone's head, and that's out for a goal kick, and there goes the full-time whistle. Altrincham have taken the title in a fantastic second half performance. Grantham 0, Altrincham 2, second half goals have sealed the title, and John, the second, I mean, over the course of the season, clearly deserving champions, we would say that, but that second half performance really sums up, actually probably both halves. The first half, very gritty, very tough, very difficult, very interesting game that was hard fought, and the second that flashed over and probably could have won that reasonably by by 4 or 5 if not Preston.
No, without a doubt. I think anybody now would say that we deserve it. We've been good value for it. Looking at the season as a whole, the way we started it, started it after the first game was out of the way, that's for sure. The way we were in mid-season, the way we finished it really was. I mean, I seem to recall that Alty have had a reputation for doing things the hard way. You hear many a person say, "Oh well, it wouldn't be Alty if we didn't make hard work of it." Well, not Phil Parkinson's Altrincham, because I mean we came here thinking about, what are the permutations if we don't win it? Well, if Brian's going to drop a couple of points, we'll do it that way. Well, that doesn't. I tell you something. In Phil Parkinson's world, all that mattered was we'll come here and win, and we'll win the game, and that's how we'll be champions. That's how Phil Parkinson thinks, and in reality, that's how it turned out. And I mean, it might have been an evenly contested first half, but wow, the second half was so one-sided. We played such magnificent football, making absolutely light of the conditions, the wind, the bouncy, spongy, bouncy castle pitch, everything you care to mention. We just played our football. We played it to scintillating effect, and it was never in doubt. We've had such a tough week. We've been to last Saturday against Barwell, who make it hard for you. Then Tuesday at Buxton, a difficult pitch, a strong physical team. Thursday at Shore Lane, another strong replica, really, a strong physical team, difficult pitch. And now here today against Grantham, who some would say are the second, if not third, maybe second best team in the league, certainly right up there. And we've come away with 3 wins and a draw. I mean, it's fantastic stuff. It really is quite exceptional and very, very, very much worthy champions. That second half display was the stuff of champions. It really was. We played our football, we knocked it round, we played absolutely stuff that you want to watch. I mean, we've had to grind it out with a couple of the away games. Not today, not in this second half. It's been an absolute joy to watch, and we're worthy champions. And another thing that Phil Parkinson has brought to this team is what we're seeing now on the far side. All the team, all the players, the injured players as well as those who played, the substitutes, the coaching staff, you name it, they're all in there with the supporters, sharing the moment, absolutely loving it. And that's the sort of unity and joy that Phil Parkinson has brought to this club. And I remember Lee Sinnott saying, my objective is to put a smile on people's faces, and he did. But I tell you what, that smile's broader than ever now under Phil Parkinson. It really is. It's been a season to absolutely savour, and let nobody diminish it either. Let nobody say, oh, it's only the Northern Premier League. Easy to say that, but when you're on the downward slope like we've been, some teams have been on the downward slope like we've been, and they've kept going, they've kept plummeting. Some have disappeared without sight. Everyone connected with Altrincham Football Club. We're here at Grantham after a 2-0 win that seals the Evo Stick Northern Premier League title for Altrincham. A real triumph at the first attempt for manager Phil Parkinson, his assistant Neil Sorvell, and the players, of course. Phil and Neil, can you perhaps put into words emotions at the moment?
It's very difficult. Emotions are extremely high, as you'd imagine. Just an absolutely fantastic feeling. We always wanted to get this promotion. Obviously ran really close last season, and coming to Altrincham, that was always the reason we came here, and we've sort of backed ourselves, and the players have backed us, everyone at the club's backed us, the fans, the board, everybody associated with the football club, the media, and this is the results you get when you all pull together and everybody is going for the same aim. So it's an unbelievable feeling. It feels so special, particularly with this last week, the penultimate week. We just said to the players, and there are other questions that are always asked of us: can we compete with big physical teams? Can we play on these pitches when all the odds are against us? And I like to think we've answered all our critics there today with a fantastic performance, which should have been a much higher scoreline as well, against a really good Grantham team who will probably go all the way in the playoffs. So fantastic day, absolutely unbelievable.
I mean, we'd probably settle for promotion any which way, but I mean, to come here, as you say, to a team like Grantham, Phil, and to turn on a second half performance like that, and to win it in style and to win it so emphatically, does that make it all the better, Neil?
Yeah, it does. You know, you want to win the title on your own terms as much as you'd take anywhere. You know, we didn't probably want to come here today and have to rely on someone else. Lads have got the job done again. Probably, although we shaded the first half, probably a little bit in the balance at half time, but we stepped up second half, and some of the football we played again was a delight to watch, as we've seen all season. Really consistent throughout the season. We've really enjoyed it, and we want to take this group up and test them at the next level. Something we're desperate to do. So delighted to get there, and obviously put a word in for Mac as well today. So double special day. Well done.
Well, I'm not sure about thin ice there, Mrs. Thin ice there. We might have to edit that out. But at half time we were making the point in the commentary box that it looked almost impossible to play football. The ball was running away. It almost seemed like it was accelerating. It was a bouncy pitch. It was windy. So where did all that football come from in the second half? It was like absolutely exhilarating stuff.
As I've just said to you, people question if you can play football and get out of this league. I like to think we've answered them critics. That's all we've ever done since we've started managing together, is try and play football the way we feel it should be played, the right way. That's what we promised Altrincham we'd bring to this football club. That's what they were craving, attractive football but winning football, and we've done it, and we've gone and got the championship, and like you said, we've won it outright. Me and Neil were debating yesterday about prioritising games. I mean, people have got to remember we've got 6 first team players not available today. Not many people could compete. We're able to come away and win games with lads playing out of position and doing fantastically well. Cy Richmond centre mid playing right back, Connor Hampson left back playing centre half. These lads have been absolutely phenomenal today, and like I said, we're just absolutely... I just can't find the words to explain how I feel. It's such an amazing feeling.
I mean, no one's got the foresight to think we'll get this injury and that injury, but does that really explain the wisdom of bringing in the likes of Chris Merry, Andy White? I'm thinking of 1 or 2 others you brought in quite late on to bolster the numbers, and for a day like today, invaluable.
Yeah, look, throughout the season, even we go right back to the start, and lads we've not got with us at the minute, everyone's played the part. Young Chris has come in. You could see today the quality he's got, particularly him and Hank's first half. I thought they were the ones who were really getting the ball down and getting us playing, and he took that on into the second half. No, it's been probably a frustrating time for him because he's not played every game, but it's such a good squad we've got. Real quality throughout, and it's enabled us to rotate and rest people when we've needed, and without really affecting the results and affecting the performance, as we've seen today. Like second half there today was outstanding. Give their lads credit. They kept going, and their management team at the end said to us, you've taught us a lesson today, which was, I think, outstanding performance again.
And that was where, with possibly the pressure on a little bit, Phil, getting over the line is difficult, isn't it? That second half we got over the line, but you made the point before about these players have got to be able to handle the pressure of playing for Altrincham, and they showed that, didn't they? Yeah,
and I think we've done that all season, since week 1, where everybody was doubting us, and let's not beat around the bush, they were, to turning everybody round where we're winning games 4 and 5 and everybody's jubilant. To this point here, where it did get a bit wobbly around March time in terms of, what did we lose, 2 games and everybody thought it was the end of the world, but we certainly didn't, as we didn't at the start of the season. We've always believed in this group of players, and we've got the backing of the fans now. The fans today, wow, absolutely unbelievable. I've had hairs on the back of my neck all the way through the game, and I'd like to think we've given something to be extremely proud about, the town to be extremely proud about. The Jewel of Cheshire is back, and we're going to go and take on that league above next.
Well, on that, I mean, it's not exactly around the corner coming here from Altrincham, is it? But when you looked across at those terraces, the far outnumber the home support, the Altrincham, the travelling support, coming for quite a distance. It speaks volumes for perhaps what you created in a way.
Yeah, look, go on.
Yeah, look, the backing's been. I think the backing's been fantastic all season, particularly away from home. Backed us to the hill. Real support. You can see what it meant to the lads. Once we got that second one and they're running over to the fans, really showed how much we appreciate what they bring and the atmosphere they generate. So yeah, they travelled in the numbers again today. Delighted they've gone home happy and something to cheer. So yeah, really pleased.
Phil, can you cast your mind back 12 months? You take over, I think the first sight of Alty, the Alty team you inherited was at Tamworth, if I'm not mistaken. We're already down, so you know what the challenge is, where we're playing the following season. You're assessing the squad. What were your thoughts? What was going through your mind then?
It's a difficult one, really, because you're looking at lads who, I thought they played well in that last game. We were saying we weren't quite sure how they're in that position, and they were playing our brand of football, really, obviously without winning. But we knew with regards to the years of obviously being relegated that we had to make changes. We knew we had to bring in hungry players who wanted to play our brand of football, and players that we knew we could trust and believe in, and we've been proved right to do that. So we cleared the decks. Obviously we've keeping the core that we felt were Alty through and through and could help us get back to where we wanted to be. People like Jake Moult, Sean Densmore, Cy Richmond, people like that, Tim Deasy, who you cut them down the middle, the red and white, and that's really important to have that in the changing room. And then we built around that, and it's obviously been very successful for us this season.
How pleased are you with the lads that mentioned there? I was going to say, you know, they're survivors, if you like, from last season. How pleased are you with the way they've responded to what you want for them, and also how pleased are you that after what they've been through the previous 2 seasons, they've got something to celebrate now?
It's brilliant for them, you know. Obviously the likes of Jake, Dens, Ringo, you know, we didn't know them as players particularly, other than the odd occasion, like you say, we'd seen the Tamworth game, but we knew we needed to keep a core of the squad who had that spirit and knew about the club, and the 3 of them they've been outstanding. Like Phil said, they're Altrincham through and through. They're great lads in and around the dressing room, which I think they all have been. You know, at certain times we've changed, we've chopped and changed, and people just got on with it, done the best they can, took the decision whether they were in or out, and got behind the squad. And you could see that today, with the 6 or 7 injured lads who were there, really got behind the team, and even on these long away trips, you know, they've all dug in and supported. And come and showed the commitment to the cause, really. Yeah, so really pleased.
The other side of the coin for that, I suppose, Phil, is that you had to bring a lot of new players in. Now that, you know, the trick is getting them all to hit the ground running, which probably easier said than done. But and there needs to be players you trust, I guess, as well. I mean, have they repaid that? You know, in Foles almost.
I think you've answered your own question there with where we are now. Obviously champions, it feels great to say it. I'm going to say it again, champions. Absolutely brilliant feeling. And them lads are obviously good enough, otherwise we wouldn't have been doing what we're doing, and we seem to be doing a bit of a canter at the moment. So that's good to see that we can finish the season like that. Obviously still Tuesday and Saturday to go, so we need to make sure that we're seeing it through properly right to the end, even though the lads probably won't want to say that, but they're going to, whether they like it or not. Because we've got our own targets that we set at the start of the season. We're almost there now with regards to the points tally, so we want to be able to see that through. But I just want to say one more thing as well on this season as a whole. I think people just need to remember and understand that this club's had 2 relegations coming into the NPL. Historically, teams have dropped straight down again. It's been a mammoth task by everyone, not just myself and Neil, everyone associated with the club, to stop that and go back up at the first attempt. It should not be underestimate the effort by every single person, fans, players, management team, media, directors, everyone, volunteers, everyone associated with this club. If it wasn't for you guys, we wouldn't have been able to do that today, and it's a fantastic effort by everyone.
Well, you sort of answered my next question. Was I was going to say that the last season, well, cast back to 12 months, was almost a feeling that we've had 2 relegations. We've got, it's almost a minimum requirement to bounce back as champions next season. But it's easier said than done, isn't it? I mean, a lot of teams have had what we've been through and haven't turned it round. They've actually just kept plummeting, haven't they? So it's not a given, is it, that you're going to... It takes some doing. Exactly,
yeah. And like I say, we don't want to go on too much about it now, but I'm just so proud of the effort of everybody involved.
People have their own favourites to play. I don't know how difficult it is for the manager and assistant to talk about individual players, but there have been so many good performances, haven't there? I mean, if the Player of the Year contest is going to be interesting, who wins that? You know, from Tony Thompson, who's improved beyond recognition, I think, as the season's unfolded, to go to the other end of the pitch, Jordan Hume in the Northern Premier League Team of the Year, quite rightly. I mean, who's taking your eye? Is it possible to say, Neil?
Not really, no. You don't like to single anyone out. You just look, the best team always win the league. You look at the facts and figures at the end of the season. We're going to have won the most games, scored the most goals, and conceded the least amount of goals. That just shows what a real consistent team and a consistent bunch of lads we've got there. Like I said earlier, I think we were running with a bigger squad earlier in the season. You know, the likes of Sam Sheridan, Luke Short, Sean Miller, etc. They've all contributed. We bring them in, wouldn't weaken the team. So it's been a really, really competitive squad of players, and they've all really contributed well. Obviously, lads who are scoring goals maybe, or making great saves at the other end that are catching the eye, but I think the majority have been really consistent throughout that season.
And if you've had to make changes, the players who've come in have always done a job for you. It's been a really good squad effort, hasn't it?
Yeah, we've seen that today, and I touched on it earlier, the rotations, it doesn't hurt us. And we like to think that we recruit well-rounded players who are very talented, but also have that steel and grit that you need to come to places like this, places like Shore Lane, places like Buxton. It's no mean feat to do what we've done over the last 3 games. I'm sure a lot of people were thinking we were going to slip up over these games coming up with regards to the opposition, the pitches, etc. But as I said earlier, I'm so proud of the lads because they proved every single critic wrong, that every question that's been cast about them this season, and the champions, and that's all that people will ever be able to say about them. They are champions this season of the NPL.
Just to wrap it up, once all the celebrations are over and you've got over your hangovers or whatever, you'll eventually have to start thinking about next season. And I know it's a bit early to be asking this, but we're going up to the National League North, presumably not just to survive, but you'll want to make your mark on it, I guess.
I would like to. Again, like I said, we'll sit down the next couple of weeks and discuss maybe what we need and what areas we might like to add to and to strengthen. I think you need to freshen things up at times, so 2 or 3 new additions would really benefit the squad. But generally, I think it's a good group. But I think I'm more than capable of competing and doing well at the level above.
Smashing. Well, they're the thoughts of manager Phil Parkinson and his assistant Neil Sorvell on a wonderful, marvellous, unforgettable afternoon for Altrincham Football Club, who've come here to Grantham wondering whether we might get up with a point or whether Warrington might lose. All that rendered quite irrelevant because the team have turned on an absolutely magnificent second half performance of 1-2-0, and that has confirmed them as Northern Premier League champions. Thanks for watching. Thanks, chaps.